Hey, my darlings. Hey, my darlings. It's Kat, and I hope this video finds you well and thriving and still eating Thanksgiving leftovers. I've been threatening to do this for a while, to start recording the readings, the monthly energy. Um, this is my first one. This is the Virgin Voyage. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea where it's going to go, and I have no idea how it's going to end up. At the same time, I do know how to give a good reading. So I figure I'd just go ahead and try it. Just punt, as my father would say. Honey, just punt and keep moving. Okay, so this is energy for December. Energy for December. I hope all of y'all are well and thriving and working with the current mess that is the culture, and taking time to take care of yourself and root and ground so that you can be clear in your own personal truth. And there we go. I use the Mother Peace deck. I've been using this deck since the 70s. This is my second Mother Peace deck. The first one wore out. I bought it at Star Magic on Amsterdam Avenue and 73rd Street on the west side of Manhattan. Star Magic is also gone. Hold on. All right. Let's see what we have. 2. Anyway, I liked the cards so much, and I resonate so deeply with them, as do my beloved clients, that I got the second deck when the first one got all ratty. Most of you who've worked with me know I don't do cards like other people do. Okay. Ooh. All right. So this is for the collective. This is for all of us. Not just me, not just you, but all of us. If we live in a culture that's very big on telling us that they do everything to make sure you refuse to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. We know this. Magical people know and understand the interconnectedness of all things. Things just don't happen randomly. All right. Oh, this is very nice. Okay, so what's been happening for a lot of you, what's behind this is this experience of being stolen from, an experience of someone taking something from you. Like, it can be emotional, it can be a thought. Whatever it is, it threatens you. It threatens the ground on which you walk upon. So that's what the collective is feeling. The ground is feeling fairly shaky under their feet. However, what we have going for us is we have the Daughter of Disc in the sky and the 5 of Cups on the ground. And the Daughter of Disc is about, you're starting your own business, you're creating your own space, you're starting something. It can be a journey, it can be a project, it can be a daily prayer, it can be affirmations, but you're starting something and you're committed to it. You're not fucking around. Whatever it is you're starting, you're committed to it. And you're starting something based on, you're recognizing recognizing 2 failures in the past. Things that didn't work. Through no fault of your own, guys. It's not your fault it didn't work out. That's a whole other talk. So whatever it is you're in the process of creating, it has everything to do with what failed in the past and moving into something new. So what you're being told is let go of whatever it was that failed in the past and keep going with the 3 full cups. Okay? One of the ways you've been getting through is by simply cutting off your sensation, your feeling self. You've just been cutting off when it feels this scattered in the world. People, we cut off. But who you are right now is the 8 of Discs, and that's often called the artist putting together their credits. This can be a writer who's writing. Again, this is all about thinking about what we're doing, what I'm creating, where I'm going with this creation. You have the Son of Swords on it, so we're going to use him rather than, he has this terrible reputation of, killing doves and not being in touch with his feelings, which is absolutely true. But he also has a kind of discipline that we can use that you can take from that. The discipline that gets you up at 7 to write for 2 hours before you go out, that kind of discipline. So he is actually an ally for everybody right now. This fact that we can detach from our feelings is an ally. There's a difference between detaching and repressing. Okay, big difference between detaching and repressing. If I feel panicked, and I do, I have these panic, I will breathe into it. I will drop a root. I will put my hand on one hand on my heart and the other on my navel. And that brings me right back into body, and it soothes me. It soothes me. It's a wonderful, wonderful trick. What you have moving through this, what everybody's wishing for is happy and joy. People just want to be happy. It's not like we all need to be billionaires. That's not what this is about. This is about just having enough to live comfortably and not have to worry. And the collective is going into the Ace of Dis, which is usually it's a gift of earth energy. So it can be money. It can be a new home. Again, new project. We got a lot of new projects coming up. And excellent. Now you also have interesting. So you do not get lost in your imagination and in the whimsy. You have the King of Swords and the Son of Swords working together here to keep it focused, to keep it on the goal. I love the cyclic movement to a result. I absolutely adore it. But what I'm being shown is less cyclic and more A to B to C. Do this, do this, do this. That's what I'm being shown. So I don't know where y'all need it in your life, where you have to cut through the cyclic and go with the 1, 2, 3, it's done. But that's coming up for everybody. We're all going through a kind of death. And it's not like being shot in the street. I'm talking the death that is intrinsic to life. It's the snake woman shedding her skin. And we all have, and whenever I see the death card, the snake woman shedding her skin, what I see is rebirth. And what I'm hearing is it's a rebirth of the sacred feminine. That the sacred feminine is really rising, like sap rises, in the spring in the maple trees. The sacred feminine is coming out hard, which is why they have Project 2025 is about destroying the tribe of women. And they've begun simply by taking away our bodily autonomy, which we're going to get back. So you have this this rebirth going on. Where you're very aware of where people or things have been sucking the life out of you. You want to create something new. You're in the process of creating something new. You may need the coldness of the Son of Swords to set boundaries so you can keep right on creating, because this is about your joy, and you already know what doesn't work, and you're going to what does. Again, then you have this rebirth. We're letting go of the old, what the circumstances that caused you to look, that influenced the way you perceive things, are no longer. You have new circumstances, new ways of looking at things. You're allowed to change the way you see things. You're allowed to grow and change the way you see things, which is why you have the Queen of Swords coming in here. And she is the matriarch with might. She really is the matriarch with might. And this is, and it's in hopes and dreams. So what it's telling you is you're looking at the big picture. You're looking at the big picture and you're very clear-eyed on it, and your feelings around the past traumas are not going to take you out of the clarity. You're going right into whatever those disappointments were, so you don't have that again in your life. You don't want that again in your life. What's feeding everyone right now is the Nine of Discs, which is the sitting pretty of the tarot card. And what that means is the planet, Gaia, is very much supporting this transformational process that is first and foremost about ascension. You know, this is really about getting out of the 3D and moving into the 5D physically. No longer seeing things through 3D, seeing things through 5D. I'll get more into that in the coming weeks. What it feels like, though, is, you know, when you take a breath and you sit down and you take another breath and you're just totally relaxed. Imagine walking through life, no matter what is happening around you, that relaxed. No matter what's happening, that relaxed. You know, you're really relaxed. This guy's coming at you with a knife. You just go like that. He's like a gnat. You know, it's that kind of relaxation, but it can be attributed to the root, your root into the ground. It's very exciting. Let's see if there's okay. This is pretty much for everybody, whatever it is you're doing. It's a 9-month process. It's a 9-month process. That's okay. We like that. And then we go right into the world. And I couldn't be happier to see that card, because what I've been talking about in this reading is the end of an old way, the end of letting people suck the life out of you. That's over. You are here, you are creative, you have something to do, you have something to say, and you're in the process of figuring out what that is. You have the Knight of Swords, so you have his coldness for boundary. Because sometimes you have to be very cold about your boundary. It's no. So you have him for the boundary you need to set. And whatever it is you're creating is brand new. But there's an awareness of the past disappointments. So what you're creating is brand new. You have the awareness of the past disappointments, so you know why the past disappointments, that you know why they didn't work out. So we're going to drop that and go with the creation of the new 3 cups. You have the Daughter of Disc in the sky. She's going to help you with that. You have the Death card, so whatever the 2 disappointments that have been holding you back, you know, you can't quite get away from those feelings, you're going to be shedding the skin of that. Shedding the skin of that. And you're really going to use this. You have the King of Swords in the house, so you're really going to use that. You're really using that to organize. It's really an organization, like we need this, we need this, we need this, we need to get rid of this. It's like a Virgo. Think a Virgo surgeon. All right, a Virgo surgeon to me is absolutely the King of Swords. And that's also, again, going to help you because you're starting another business and you're going to have to be organized. You're starting something new. And they're saying in order for you to succeed, there has to be a kind of organization that dovetails with what the world tells you you have to do in order to have a business. So somehow or other, you have to make the connection even though you don't want to. You're going to have to. Okay, make that connection. Yeah, it's working perfectly. So you'll make that connection. I already said 9 months, and then the final card on this is the World. So we have the ending of one and the beginning of the other. So December, for many of you, is the ending. You know, things just don't end and something new begins. There's this pull, you know, something is ending this way and something new is coming out this way. And that's what this World card is about. Something is ending this way, but something entirely new is coming out this way. That's great, guys. That's really, really great. Okay, so this is the first one. I hope it helps. Love and light, and I'll be in touch. Bye bye.